All right, we're late and we're live and happy to be here. So I'm gonna let my sister let you know what we're talking about, and then we'll say howdy hey to the chat and get right on getting on. So Anna,
Good
let's go.
evening, everyone. We're gonna be talking about the Nolan Wells case, episode 2. Nolan Wells was found face down on the northern side of Horn Island in Mississippi.
Bump up your audio just real quick.
After July 4th. Let's see, is that better?
A little bit. I'm having a hard time. Real quick, chat, if you're here, let me know if I'm trying to bump up your audio. Hold on. We're doing our best, chat. Just 1 second. I have your interview chat up as loud as possible. Your sound fine on my end, but we'll do our best. I can hear you fine in my headphones. Let me just, you know what? Let me just listen to you on my phone.
Thanks for bearing with us, everyone.
Real quick.
I'm technologically inept.
You're good. I just want to make sure we're... Here we go. Chat. Just 1 second. I have your interview chat up as loud.
After July 4th.
You're good. Just talk a little bit louder and you're good. Go for it.
All right. Okay. Nolan Wells, he was found face down on the northern side of Horn Island after July 4th weekend. His friends say he stayed on the island with a girl. The girl says he was last seen with his friends. We're going to dive in today and listen to the unedited CETO call and watch the interview from his alleged best friend. So stick around and subscribe to our channels, and we're ready. Let's get into it.
Okay, so I'm gonna be like, I guess I'm the queen of chaos, and we may go on a little bit of squirrel trails, but we do have our timeline. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't take my shoes off before this, but
Dude,
we have
comfy.
our timeline to I don't know why, to keep us on track. We also have my sister to keep us on track. Y'all, if you're not taking your shoes off with us, I don't know what you're doing. However, if you missed last week, that's okay. As the person in our comments said, there's only 20 minutes of content for the 2 hours of the live stream. Not to throw shade. That is the point, I'm guessing. This is not Instagram. It's not TikTok. It's for your, like, viewing, commenting pleasure. So sit back and relax and, like, keep your hands and feet inside the ride so you don't get nibbled on by, like, the alligators and the sharks, I guess, in the bay. The story is twisty. It's only been going on for like 24 days at this point. It's the 29th.
Yeah, 25 days. Yeah, not even a month old.
Yeah, this is not a cold case. It's not like a year old. This is fresh, unfortunately. Like, this is also not for entertainment. It's not like an entertainment purpose, like, type of situation. It's not us going, oh, this is so interesting. It's us going, holy motherforking shirt balls. Number one, he deserves justice. Number one, he deserves a more than fair, aggressive look from the local police department in Mississippi where his body was found. And we hope that there's not a prejudiced look. And the fact that this has national attention at this point, we're happy about, I think. Right? Okay. Explain the face.
I'm I'm happy for the national attention. I'm horrified that this is even the case.
For sure.
In the first place. So that's why it's like, yeah, I'm glad it's getting publicity. If things went smoothly, if people were feeling like the authorities were properly investigating this, it probably would not have reached the level that it's at just a month in. If you look at other cases that have gone on, there are murders that happen, there are assassinations that happen, etc., that may not get as much coverage. So the reason why it's hitting the news like it is because there's some sketchiness going on. There's a lot of different stories coming out. Like we said in the opening statement, right off the bat, you had the friends who were with Nolan Wells on the island saying, "Hey, he was with a girl the last time we saw him. I don't know. We don't know." And the girl saying, "No, he was last with his friends." So right off the bat, we have some conflicting information, and it's just gotten worse since then, in the midst of everything. So we have this handy dandy timeline that we're helping keep our own brains sorted.
It looks overwhelming. However,
this is DC's
brain.
This is your happy place. This is what it looks like in your brain. I think so.
This is more chronological than it looks in my brain. However, please don't get overwhelmed. Also, this is not to scale. This is our road rug, okay? But this is Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and this is Horn Island. Now, this is more to scale than you think because Horn Island is long and it's only a mile wide, okay? He was hanging out, and you can watch the first stream, okay? All this to say, some of the more like unbelievable, like scoffing what could have happened are ridiculous because number one, there were people camping out on the island that he could have gotten help from if he got left behind overnight. There were people visiting the islands, like the island every day. It's holiday season. I don't know. I don't want to get off track, but like, here's our road rug.
Yeah, this is, we'll do a quick 30-minute summary for 30 minutes. Oh my God. I would kill myself. 30-second summary of where we were at. So July 4th weekend, Nolan Wells, he's hanging out with his friends. They went out and boated. Well, you have to go out and boat to this island. It's kind of it's about 8 miles away from shore, and people go there. They anchor their boats and hang out and drink and swim, and that's what they do. So he was out there with his friends, and that's the last that people are saying that they've seen him. Again, we have those conflicting stories. His mom later that evening tries to check in, can't find him. They pull his location from Life 360 app, and they find that his phone is on land. No Nolan to be found. That was the evening of July 4th. July 5th, they're out searching. Missing persons report has been filed. Coast Guard is out there. Cajun Navy is out there. You have Jackson County Sheriff's Office who's out there looking for him. He's nowhere to be found. His family circles around the island trying to find him. They see the family who was camping out. That family hadn't seen Nolan at all. And the next day, his body is found on the northwestern tip of Horn Island. And that's where we left off on the last stream.
Okay, wait. Okay. let me just say
maybe
this.
It will be 30 minutes, guys.
No,
maybe
it won't. No, it won't. No. Don't be disappointed by me. Let me just entice you for 1 second. We're watching videos tonight. We're listening to calls tonight, okay? Now, I just want you to come back next stream, because we're having another stream tomorrow. Some audio engineers have cleaned up the audio that we're going to listen to tonight about, allegedly, they can hear someone yelling Nolan Wells' name on some audio. We don't know. This is all like alleged, but we do have the actual audio from the CETO call. The kids call in and say their boat's sinking, okay? That's the twistiness is happening, but we are watching an interview from his alleged best friend, as Anna said. What I'm trying to say is it's kindergarten method tonight. We're going to read a little bit, we're going to watch some video, we're going to read a little bit, then we're going to listen to a call. So, like, my visually focused buds in the chat, replay crew, don't worry. We've got you with pictures. And this is like, I'm not trying to like make light of this. The great thing is, it's 2026. We have GPS locations, right? Are we gonna look at that tonight?
No.
We have.
Nope.
Oh,
probably not.
Probably
not
Thursday.
with how. Yeah, we'll probably get into that tomorrow. The GPS.
Anna has graciously agreed to do another stream Thursday as a gift to us. So we're ready. We're here for it.
I'm so honored.
It is a
Truly.
gift. She's graciously given us her chronologically inclined brain. So I will keep my web under control. But here we are.
So we last ended the last live with Nolan's body being found. The next day, state autopsy is going on, all right?
This dude, Bruce.
Christine and no, not him yet. Christine and Elmore Wansley, Nolan Wells' parents, have employed attorney Ben Crump. If you're not familiar with Ben Crump, he represented the family of George Floyd and a couple of other high-profile civil rights type cases. So he's a big name in the civil rights community, if you're paying attention to that. So,
am I at the right spot or no?
Yeah, right there. Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Ben Crump is employed, and if you go down, the state autopsy begins.
Right here?
And, enter Ashley Cole.
Oh my God, Ashley. She's the stepmom of Warren. Okay, sorry.
Yep. No, go
Why
ahead.
Do we have a picture? Why do we have a picture of Warren so far? Let me direct your attention back to the timeline, back to, oh yeah, July 4th. Why is this guy circled? This picture right here. Guess who it is? Warren Hudson. He's one of the dudes. Sorry, I forgot to put. I'm trying to corral information for everybody. Warren Hudson. Stop.
I'm here.
Warren Hudson's one of the guys that was photographed with Nolan Wells July 4th, obviously when Nolan was still alive. Does that mean that Warren has anything to do with Nolan Wells passing away? No. It's just information that's clustered that could be meaningful. It could be meaningful. That's why it's on our timeline. Because it's part of the timeline that's really close to when Nolan Wells was still alive, before Nolan Wells passed away. Also, these guys are super interesting, based off of his interview that we're gonna watch with him claiming to be Nolan Wells' best friend.
Yep, Warren Hudson will come back into the timeline here. So Yeah, his stepmom, excuse me, is a chancery judge in Mississippi. And chancery judge is the one who, they're not working with a jury. They are figuring out, like, they're doing the cases of, oh my gosh, I totally forgot the name. Family court type stuff. They handle stuff that doesn't have to really go before a jury. So that's her occupation. We have, let's see, she is posting. We are a day after finding Nolan Wells' body.
Yeah. So this is
That
July
boat picture,
7th? July 6th?
Yep.
Sorry, I put her.
This is July 7th, and a chancery judge in Mississippi handles family law, equity disputes, and estate matters. They make those decisions without a jury in most of those cases. So that's her occupation. She is posting on Facebook, and here's what she said for those. It's small writing. I'll read it out.
I can zoom it in
Our family, along with the community, grieves the loss of Nolan Wells. Our thoughts and prayers are with Nolan's family. Our son, Warren, loved Nolan dearly. Unfortunately, I feel that it is appropriate for our family to dispel some rumors with facts based upon the social media attention that is being diverted away from the Wells family and their loss. Yes, I deactivated my Facebook. Given the very heightened emotional state of social media right now, I fear for the safety of my child and my children. My husband and I have 6 children, and we covet their privacy. We do not believe it is appropriate for our minor children's photographs to be circulated throughout the internet, presenting potential threats to their safety. So a little bit of backstory here. The boys, that boat picture went public. Crump's posting it on his social media. Christine Wells Wansley, Nolan's mom, is posting on her media. They're trying to get answers. And people, internet sleuths like us, get involved, and we start looking at these people, and information spreads, and hate comes from that. We do not condone any hate or attacks at all.
Please see the scrolling ticker at the bottom of our video stream.
Yeah.
For the entire video.
The boys who are involved in this, by the way, deactivated, shut down, locked down their social media. So they used to be public. They used to be posting on TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram, and now they're private, or they deleted their profiles entirely.
And
a group of
so did
kids
Nolan
that are
Wells.
Involved.
So did Nolan Wells, and when Nolan Wells' phone got returned to his mom, Nolan Wells' stuff was wiped too. So everybody's social media
there were aspects of Nolan's stuff that was missing as well. So
sorry, I was being sarcastic.
Judge Ashley Cole is asking for privacy. We do not believe it is appropriate for our minor children's photographs to be circulated throughout the internet, presenting potential threats to their safety. I graduated high school with Christine Wells Wansley. We are from the same community. I have the utmost respect for her and all of the Wells family. We mourn the loss of Nolan with them. Our prayers have been and will continue to be with them. My husband and I were not at Horn Island at any point on 4th of July. No one in our family is trying to impede the investigation or to otherwise hamper the family and the law enforcement's quest for answers. Warren was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last at around 3 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taking on water, and they had an issue with the bilge pump. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. So this is where a lot of our backstory is coming from, not just the police report, but things like this that are being posted publicly. So she continues and says, yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency. I apologize if anyone was offended that I deleted my social media. There were no nefarious motivations in my deleting my social media. Social media has a lot of positives, but a whole lot of negatives. We live in a world of clickbaiting, sad but true. Do you see? Scroll up for a little bit so I can see. We're hopeful that this information will help to redirect the attention to the Wells family, their grief, and their need for our community's support. So,
okay.
You're so fired up.
I'm so frustrated right now because she's a lawyer, and all the things that she wrote in this, like, can really mess things up for her kid. Okay. On two sides of the coin. As always, two sides of this. Nolan should get a very intense, energetic search for what happened to him by the Ocean Springs Police Department. And his parents' concern was that he wasn't going to get that because of his race and who, like, his friends were and the color of their skin compared to the color of his skin, right?
I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's really, not even bringing in skin color into this. The right off the bat, you have conflicting stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You have conflicting stories, and you have high-powered, you have wealthy families in the community, like a judge's son, like a lawyer's son, like a doctor's son. You have families like that are involved in this. You have the conflicting stories. You have deleted information, and so I think Christine and Elmore in their first interview where they were saying, hey, we don't like to go to race as the first thing, but we can't rule it out either.
Right.
And yeah.
As someone who's lived in Mississippi, I'm saying, like, it's something you keep as a so this is going to be a weird example, but I'm using it as a metaphor for, like, what I'm trying to explain for Mississippi. When you live in Washington, it rains a lot there. It rains so much there that you have to treat the wood differently, and you also treat it by, like, how you treat it, like wood when you build stuff, like on decking. It looks like it has a bunch of staple holes because you have to basically pierce the wood, and it's putting, like, a lot of chemicals in it so that it won't rot. You're aware of the climate so that you can have longevity of, like, what you build. So you're just aware just in case. Like, you know that it's going to rain a lot, and you're aware, like, that the potential for wood rot. So what I'm trying to say about Mississippi is that in areas that there could be or has been prejudice, you're aware of it, not that there's always going to be, like, a wood rot situation, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That being said, the phone situation, so wild. The kid's not giving the dad the car keys, so wild. The location situation, so wild. This freaking kid, Warren, claiming to be his best friend, and her saying, oh, that's strange. He's never been over to our house. It's not like I'm not going to believe that he wasn't best friends. That's a new development. These two boys have been over to my house for years and years and years, and I know who his mom is, and I've talked to his mom. Not that us being friends has to happen for our boys to be best friends. Like, she's just like, there's weird things. Did you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I know that I'm being, okay.
I do know what you're trying to say, yeah. I think that I may not say this right. Gigletrig in the comments said, yeah. I agree. I think that there's a conflict of interest here, and the stepmom probably, the wisest decision was probably not to be getting involved at all. I think once she stepped onto the scene and made a public statement like this, we got more information as the public, because the reports hadn't been released at this point. And so this, I mean, really her post started to tell us where some of the conflicting information was coming in from. And I think it was, I agree. I think it was a little unnecessary. I think just say you're saddened and are cooperating with the police, and that's it. And
yeah,
that would be the safest if you're gonna say anything at all.
If something comes in location wise that contradicts anything that she's said, though, that's really gonna be messed up for her son. Like, because she said her son was at these places. If anything comes in to contradict that, she's really fucked things up for her son, and she's done that as a lawyer. So she's cornered him.
Within this post, she said, Warren saw Nolan Wells last at around 3 p.m. on July 4th, and they left around 4:30 p.m. because they're taking on water. And that story already came into question because of what the other young men said, and what the girl Katie said.
Yep.
So that was her first post. Did she stop there? No.
Nope.
She made a second public post on Facebook.
She couldn't help herself.
She could not help herself. She kept going. On July 9th.
The lawyer couldn't help herself.
July 9th. She says, "We have decided that we will not be speaking to the press at this time. The media is not the appropriate forum to further elaborate on the facts of July 4th, 2026. She's acting like it's her courtroom right now. That's the vibe that I'm getting. I don't know if anybody else is getting that vibe, but I feel like she's trying to reprimand us. And this isn't your courtroom, ma'am. I don't know. That's just my feeling.
Shit. Oh, for sure.
She says, the media is not the appropriate forum. We realize that the truth will not stop the calls for the death of our small children. We have not had the opportunity to speak to the Wells-Wansley family or their attorney. However, we are willing to directly communicate with attorney Ben Crump and the Wells-Wansley family. We will provide them with all the information known to us so their family can rest and properly mourn. We also want to know what happened to Nolan. We will do everything within our power to assist Nolan's family in their quest for answers."
I will turn myself down. Let me just turn myself down here. I'm gonna negative my... Turn our audio up. I'm gonna turn myself down -3.
Ooh,
I'm
sorry, guys.
Anna, go ahead and say something. I'm going to try to turn myself up. Testing. Say one more thing.
Hello? Minor
Is that
technical
better, guys?
difficulties.
Let me know, guys, if that's more even. That should be more even, I think. We're still having some technical difficulties, but that should be better.
I have an amateur setup over here. I don't have a professional whole shindig like you have, DC, with your cool with your cool stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
No, y'all are good. It basically, like, we're trying to balance it out, and it's just a new thing. I'm turning myself down, and I think it's gonna match better. Just let me know.
Okay, so yeah, let
Hold
us
on,
know
Anna,
how
1 more
the
second.
sound quality is going.
We have Oh, my light. Hold on. I forgot my light. Okay. Yeah, I mean, even if y'all turned her up, we would have been in balance. So let us know. Yeah, even the wild thing is, even if Ashley, like, the thing is, Ashley's, like, involved with her kid now. She needs to get her own attorney so that her attorney can talk to Ben Crump. Like, Ashley has inserted herself into the fray.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh,
also,
Lord.
yeah.
She, to be fair, Ashley Cole, she was getting death threats to her family.
Yes. Not okay.
And I'm not not saying this is okay at all. Everyone involved in this, including Christine Wells Wansley and Elmore, the parents of Nolan Wells, are getting death threats. Again, not saying just because they're getting it, then it's okay for other people to get it. Not at all.
Nobody should be getting anything.
But is she really helping her case and the death threats by making these posts? That's the thing that I'm asking is, like, is this really helping you? Do you think that telling people to stop getting, stop sending death threats is going to stop those types of people from doing those things?
No, she needs to get a lawyer and shut her mouth. I mean, I think that's generally the advice that all lawyers give, and this is just me wondering, because I've heard so many lawyers say this, and this is just me, like, asking a question, because I think, as the ticker says, we're not lawyers, and we're not pretending to be them on TV to some effect. Don't most lawyers say, like, shut your mouth and get a lawyer, or, like, stop talking and get a lawyer, or, like, just stop talking and wait for your lawyer, or just stop talking. Yeah. Stop talking.
Usually
stop
it's the less words that you say, the better.
Yeah, like, invoke whatever, like, just stop talking. Miranda rights, I know, not Miranda rights, but just stop. Because Ashley really has like, and again, whatever. I mean, again, we're trying on our timeline to only post things that are available online and do this as, like, carefully as we can, but we're mostly asking a lot of questions and also going, like, what the fuck is going on? Because Ashley, Miss Ma'am, Ashley, Her Honor, the judgeship is, the court is not in session.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The court of public opinion is in session, and I don't think she's winning. I don't know. So
the court of public opinion is fuckery, because holy shit, what is actually going on? The
all right.
chat is...
So let's take a listen to the CETO call next. And we're saying the CETO call, that is the name of the company, is called CETO. It's one of those subscription services. If you have a boat, you kind of want someone or a company to be able to pull you in if something happens on the water. So you pay these fees to be a member, and if you need them, you hope that you never do, but you can call them and they can help you out.
Sorry, 1 second.
So
I messed up.
We will hopefully get to that call.
Oh my God. Yes, what are we doing? CETO?
We're doing the Ceto call.
I just messed up my chat, so hold on. Continue.
Yeah. This is the unedited Ceto audio that you're going to be hearing. It's about 8 minutes long, I believe.
Yeah, and we're not doing the sound engineer one that y'all have probably heard online, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hold on. I need to grab, when we start playing the Ceto call, I'm going to plug my computer in on this one because my computer's not charging.
Ruh-roh.
Not that that matters for y'all.
I mean, it might matter.
It might matter because I'm controlling the stream.
We won't be able to see your, we won't be able to see your timeline,
a little bit.
Most importantly.
So explain what our concern is with the information that came out about the audio that you can hear that's been cleaned up on the Ceto
Yeah.
call.
On the Ceto call, if you look it up, you will hear some alleged conversation in the background. We're going to be listening closely to the unedited version. The edited version, unless you're a sound engineer, unless you have access to the file and you can verify what's going on, you can put audio in there pretty easily. Not pretty easily, but you can put audio in there. So our concern is as we're going through this, we're trying not to perpetuate there are a lot of theories going on. There's a lot of other pictures and other eyewitness statements and things like that. We're trying to keep it to the official audio that's being released. That's not to say that the audio engineered version isn't accurate. It's just that we want to do a little bit more background and digging to see if we can verify the credentials of the audio engineer, as well as take a look at the audio ourselves to see if we can hear some of the things that they're allegedly saying in the background. So yeah, we're gonna just be playing the unedited version, and we'll take a look at the edited version from audio engineers on tomorrow's live. So stay tuned for that.
And I'm gonna take a look at the audio, or the thing is, whenever you have to be able to show a trail of, like, how did you get to the cleaner version, or how are you sure that this, like, make sure that you know that this photo hasn't been edited. So, like, whenever you're looking at, you bring a picture into trial, you have to show that the picture actually came off of a phone, and that the phone belonged to this person, and then, or maybe not belong to somebody, but you have to show, like,
the location,
the metadata on the phone.
The
right.
metadata. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have to make sure that the audio actually came from Ceto, verifying whatever, that Ceto is going to say, yes, this is our program for recording, that is the call, and then whoever cleans up the audio, what program do you use, how does it work, and then whatever person is gonna, to that effect, basically. What is the breadcrumb trail of, like, how do you clean something up, and basically saying you didn't actually, like, insert something in there that didn't actually exist. So that's the issue. So what us saying, like, we're hoping that nobody on the internet put something in there that they're not supposed to have. So we're only going to listen to the allegedly unadulterated audio that came straight from Ceto. That's all we're going to listen to. before we listen to the adulterated whatever. Anyways, long story long. Okay. Okay.
Oh, let me set this up a little bit. Okay, so we have multiple boats out here on this island, okay? Not all of the friends are all in one boat.
Oh,
so
which picture
the
you want
boat,
to look at?
It's fine. You don't have to be moving around.
Here.
This Warren is going to be talking about in his later interview all the different boats, and there's 3 of them that we know of. Nolan was on the Triton boat, and Warren was on a different boat. So this the Ceto call is under a subscription of the actual owner of the boat, which, surprise, surprise, it's not an 18 or a 19-year-old kid. They're using Granddad's boat. And his name is Jerry Adkerson. So we're talking about the grandchild, Wyatt Pyron, is is related to Jerry Adkerson.
So down here, it's this stuff, right? Is this the?
Yeah. We won't get into that, but that's who we're talking about is Wyatt.
This guy.
Wyatt's borrowing his granddaddy's boat, and Jerry is the member of Ceto. So with that, let's go ahead and listen to the audio.
You know, as lovely as grandparents are, I feel like when they start getting involved with potentially twisty unalivings, things go amok. I'm not saying that things are going to go amok here. I certainly don't. My ears perk up a little bit because, anyways, here's the call. Okay, I'm going to turn this on to, how fast can I play this? No, speed. Can I do 1.25? Let's try that. Whoa, that's too loud. Sorry.
Ceto Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
No, we're going to have to do it slower. Chat, we're just going to have to suffer together.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn.
I'm going to turn it up. I just need to... Go ahead.
As we're listening to this call, try to listen to the background and see if you can hear anything identifiable that's being said.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to clean it up. Maybe, I don't know when I can do it tomorrow, but we'll see. I just need to, give me a second to turn up the audio. I'll rewind it.
Horn and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking.
It's
Can
too
y'all
low.
please come? We have a membership.
Just give me a second.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
We're just sinking. I don't know. We're just going down.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Adkerson. I think it's Jerry Adkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right. All right. Do you have your current GPS coordinates?
Let me go look.
If not, I can send you a text message.
I hear something.
Yeah.
North. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm available.
North 30 degrees by
TMZ already cleaned this up.
46.72.
All right. 4672. All right. And you were breaking up a little bit. Can you just repeat it one more time to make sure I have it correct?
Sorry, look. What
Hello.
do
Can you hear
send
me?
Yeah, what?
So you're breaking up. If you need assistance, do you have a VHF radio?
No, we do not have the VHF radio.
All right. Well, let's try to get you going because you don't have good cell phone reception. Can you verify your coordinates one more time?
Okay, my coordinates are 30 degrees by 14.684 north, and then west by 88 degrees by 46.79.
Did you add those to the board? Or no?
The coordinates?
Yeah.
It's in the report, the written
Okay.
report
I
that
got
we
it,
have
'cause
on
we
the
have
board.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
Yes,
on
we are
Horn
at Horn
Island?
Island. Yes.
All right. Is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We are sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
Okay.
17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right. Have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
Unsank.
All right. Where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs Harbor, or Fort Bayou launch.
All right. How many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So,
No
is
children.
there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
This dude's rude.
Gotta jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
How many
what's
adults
going
on board?
What's up? There are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on
0
board
children and 0
No.
adults.
Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
the boat? Sir, that was not the question. Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
Oh my God.
Hello?
I know that it's painful.
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right,
Like
thank
7?
you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right.
So there's 7 people on the boat. Are we gonna find out all 7 names of those people? I don't know that. I don't know the information.
I'm piecing together some of, between the report, between what Warren says in his interview, we're still pulling who exactly all 7 are on the
Got
boat.
it. Got
So,
it. Got it.
Unclear.
All right. Verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22 foot offshore, 22 foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you.
This is Captain Seth.
Captain
Hi, Captain Seth. This is Vicky from International. How you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee-for-service come up under Jerry.
Okay.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. and he's saying the boat is sinking, and he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So
Right.
he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
That's not what he
Okay.
said.
All right. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
actually got off the phone with his grandpa,
It was 22
who I'm
foot, I
guessing
think.
is the owner of the boat. And
Is it
he
Jerry?
said that yeah,
Mhm.
Jerry. Yeah, he said
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, he'll call me back. So
Oh,
I'm
right.
guessing that they may have figured it out, because that's what he said. So they're in a panic and their boat won't crank.
Yeah,
Or,
they're in a panic. He's saying the
So-
bilge is not keeping up. I asked for Coast Guard. He said no, but he's just really upset on the back end. And, I get it. It's a
Okay.
kid. He just doesn't understand.
oh, okay.
Um,
Do you still have him on the line?
Yes, I still have him on the line. And, again, I couldn't find he couldn't give me anything regarding his grandfather's, membership, so it's just under Jerry Fee for Service.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just talked to. If you wanna, we're so tied up right now. We can't really do any non-member jobs right now.
Is Jerry a member? Did you find out if he was a member or not?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's his boat or what. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But yeah, transfer the kid over. I'll talk to him, and then I'll call his grandpa back as well.
All right. And did you want me to look up Jerry's membership number or anything like that to see if he's up? I know you guys are
You can
swamped.
try this cell phone number.
Yes, sir.
Anything on this phone number.
All right. Yep. Jerry. Yeah, he's an active member. Hold on.
What kind of boat do you have on there? Same boat?
Yeah, he's one. Yeah, he's one of your members. Yep, 22-foot Triton. All right. I'll just disregard this one. I'm gonna send you over an accurate one under this Jerry Ackerson one. Okay, he's one of your members. You'll get it in a couple minutes. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, and yeah, just transfer this kid over whenever you get a chance.
All right, transferring now. Thank you again, Captain.
All
Stay
righty.
safe out there. It's crazy. Have a drink.
Oh, it's wild. All righty, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The call didn't get transferred. They tried. The kids had hung up. So that is the
Of
end
course.
of the recorded dispatch call. We don't have the recording of the phone call from Jerry Atkerson, the grandfather, calling the captain because that's not on a recorded dispatch line.
So
That
so
was
the
so
grandfather.
painful. It was so painful to listen to. Oh my God.
So the grandfather called that captain directly, is what I'm hearing. Maybe from you.
Yes, the grandfather called, from what we know, allegedly, the dispatch call from the CTO, and this is, if you're part of these subscription services and you've been with them for a while, you know who the actual captain is that's running the tow emergencies that day. Like, you know who's gonna be working. You get their information over time. It's like calling the office versus you having the doctor's phone number yourself. And Jerry went direct to the captain and said, yeah, actually, we don't need a tow call. We don't need the tow. When they tried to transfer over from CTO, the kids on the boat to the captain, the kids had hung up by that point.
Because grandpa told him, you don't need a tow. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
We
I'm
don't
guessing
know. We don't know.
in the 5 painful minutes that it took for that dispatch lady to relay the information to the captain. Oh my God. As somebody, okay, I have work in the ER and ICU and in high stress situations like that. If I had somebody relaying information to me that slowly, I would lose my mind. She hadn't looked up the membership information to Jerry Atkerson. She could have been doing that the entire time.
He said Jerry Atkerson within the first 30 seconds. And he also told her the exact boat. Yeah. The exact boat on the account. I mean, for however, like, kind of rude that he was, he told her the information on the account. He told her Jerry Atkerson, and he told her the exact boat that they were on. And then she relayed the incorrect information to the captain. So, like,
I was not. She's not like, super impressed with her.
So you're sinking, and what kind of service are you hoping for today? What kind of pepperoni do you want on your pizza? Are you sure you want meat on your pizza? Did you say you want vegetables on your pizza? Like, that's what it.
It struck me as somebody who's new to the dispatch job, who is checking boxes and can't on the fly figure out, how to handle some of these emergency situations. You for sure need to know how many lives are on the boat. For sure, you need to know the type of boat. And also at the same time, there are other things that you can be working on in the background, like looking up Jerry Atkerson's membership information. So I don't see the multitasking that you typically see in somebody who's adept at dispatch calls. So that's one of the things that I noticed. In the beginning
she could have gotten the boat information if she could say, "Can you spell the last name for me?" She could have gotten the boat information. She could have gotten like a bunch of information out the gate when he said, "Yeah, Jerry Atkerson's the name on the account." I think he said that at the very beginning, and she could have gotten a lot of like frustration out the way at the beginning. But that's probably for training. Sure. That's probably personality. So yeah.
The only clear background thing that I heard in the midst of the noise that was going on was I heard someone say Warren. That was kind of the only thing that stood out to me in the midst of the background noise. But I don't know if anybody else heard in any.
Yeah, I heard some background, and they were talking. There was stuff going on in the background.
And
like
pull
I heard
the plug.
Yeah, they were having some conversations going on.
Pull
in the
the plug. There's something. The bilge pump. I'm not familiar with boats. Not super familiar. So I'll just put that in there. But our lovely Google says that the bilge pump, if your bilge pump fails, your boat can sink within 15 minutes.
What?
Okay. So that call alone was an 8 to 10 minute record, like that we have record of that 8 to 10 minutes. So we're like halfway through the boat sinking, probably, maybe.
And the grandpa's like, "You don't need them. You don't need sea tow.
You don't need sea tow." And maybe grandpa's giving them, maybe grandpa knows this boat real well and he knows, hey, you gotta pull a plug somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like pulling a plug would make the boat sink faster than it would, help it. But what do I know? I don't know. Maybe grandpa like was able to walk them through figuring it out.
Maybe we need to find a boat expert commenting on this case so we can see what they're going to say about it. You know what I mean? Find a video to watch.
Someone who's familiar with that model of the boat and understands. It seems off. So we have Ashley Cole's Facebook post that says that the boat was taking on water and that it was towed off the island. Then we have this call that's released that comes out from Sea Tow. Sea Tow never actually towed the boat. So the question now that's coming out, and this is just the portion of the story that's the boat. It's not related to anything else about the suspicious circumstances around his body and where it was found and when it was found, etc. Who towed the boat? Who towed the boat, and why didn't it sink?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. Do you want to watch the interview now? After we do this?
Let's get into it. So now we have Warren. He goes on the Officer Tatum show.
Oh, that's a good position for your mic. Whatever that position is.
Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, I'll keep it right here. Warren goes on the Officer Tatum show because Warren's, Judge Ashley is getting heat. Her stepson Warren is getting heat. Some of the other boys that were identified getting heat. Warren decides, I'm going to put this all to rest. I'm going to go talk to the media in one-on-one.
I'm going to go fuck up my life and give the
I'm going to go tell my truth.
I'm going to go give them an hour of video to add to my case against me, allegedly.
This is the stepson of the judge, guys.
They cannot help themselves.
Again, what lawyer is ever advising anybody? Yeah, you know what? Before this case even goes before a jury and has a trial, and go talk to the media without your lawyer present. Where is his mom in this?
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And that
Here you go.
like raises suspicion. Why did your mom let you? Did she let you? Is she condoning this? Is she trying to set a narrative? I don't know.
We don't know. We're going to watch this. And I took out 10 minutes of it, so it's...
So Warren, I'm going to ask you some very...
We took out pauses, we took out filler words, so if it doesn't make sense, it's my fault. Hold on. Shoot. Hold on. How am I gonna do this? Please hold.
These media appearances are making it seem like they're trying to put out their side of the story as fast as possible.
Picture in
like
picture.
we're less than a month out.
Yeah, it hasn't been a full month.
Hasn't even been a full month.
Can I do a pop out? Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to do something. Oh. Oh. I'm trying to figure out how to do this and forget it. Forget it. Oh, never mind.
So Warren, I'm going to ask you some very pointed...
Y'all just give me a second. I need to add another layer. I mean another... Copy, paste, Vimeo.
So, little backstory about Officer Tatum. He's a conservative political commentator, media host, former police officer. So he does have a law enforcement background. He served on the Tucson Police Department and was a SWAT operator. He also played college football for the University of Arizona. He's been, I mean, he's interviewed a decent amount of people over the years. He goes to the island with Warren. So he talks to him for a couple of days. He's with him for a couple of days. This interview was released on the 21st, so about a week ago, a little more than a week ago. And he had spent 2 or 3 days with Warren, and I'm assuming like a day of editing. So we're talking about like, we're talking about a week, probably less than 2 weeks after Warren's allegedly best friend was found dead.
And he's like, yep, ready to go on and talk about this.
And he's coming back 2 weeks on for an hour-long interview.
Yeah.
Investigation hasn't been solved. We don't know. We don't know the details. We don't know the motive. We don't know details. We don't know anything.
We don't know shit.
And Best Buddy is coming to talk about it.
Yeah, his best friend. His mom doesn't know he's his best friend, but
yeah, his mom never has met this boy. But it's his best friend.
They're besties.
Yeah, it's Nolan's best friend. Unfortunately, Nolan isn't here to corroborate that.
Yeah, which is convenient, but maybe, it doesn't mean it's not true. It's just convenient.
So Warren did go to the same school as Nolan, high school, and I think some of the younger years as well. So I'm sure that they cross paths at the very least.
Yeah. Okay, if your YouTube keeps glitching, go out and come back in. It might be... I'm sorry if it's glitching. It might be me. I hope it's not.
Very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out. The first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan? All right, Warren, we had a chance to get to know each other over the last 2 days. Went out to Horn Island. So I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things. And the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend. And it's not just you, it's a bunch of y'all. Some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement, get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. We talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me. And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a...
Just a heads up, I have taken out the pauses to try to speed this up. So if you're wondering like why he's talking fast, that's it. But you can go watch the original. I'm not trying to make him appear a certain way. We just have we got a lot to cover.
We've got a lot to cover. The things that were cut out from, I watched both fully. The things that were cut out, I don't feel cut out major information. He talks about he is a freshman in college at school since that's it. That was the only, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about. So there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. His mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house. There's nothing wrong with that, but I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a waffle once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by while and like hang out around us, but never, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot. But I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as anyone else. So.
And what?
Okay, so hold on. Let me go to YouTube. I need to go. Sorry, I butchered this. Let's just watch the. I think it's important to watch like the one.
I want
the original because of what he's saying there, because he's adding a lot of details that are meaningless. And where's part 1? I think this is part 1.
All right, so I want.
As we're going through in DC, you can find the part that we're at. Yeah, while you're working that, as we're listening to this, I want you to pay attention to the.
So Warren, I'm gonna ask you.
I'm trying to find part 1.
Warren,
go ahead.
I want you to focus on the language that Warren is using. Whether he's saying, this is less than 2 weeks after his alleged best friend's death. And I think language is important, and it shows the relationship that was or may not have been had. Whether you're using our language, my or our, if I have my best friend, it's our buddies. If that's my actual best friend, my buddies are pretty much our buddies, because that's my best friend. That I'm with them all the time. My friends are his friends. And what I hear in this interview, and I'm curious if you guys hear that, is he says my buddies a lot, and he's almost differentiating or delineating between Nolan and his buddies.
Yeah.
And it struck me weird. You see it already in the first couple of minutes of this interview, and it just continues through the entire thing of my buddies. And Nolan would come out and hang with my buddies, and it's interesting. So, just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing. It's just interesting, like, and I don't know what y'all think, but it's just interesting.
Something to pay attention to.
Yeah. Okay. I'm lowering the audio. Give me a chance to fix it.
Our freshman year of college, we talked.
Your side out here, and I want to start at the very beginning of all of this. And
best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. We talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends, and Nolan was like a brother to me. And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. You know, there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan.
Position.
We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never, you know, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot. But I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, you know, anyone else. So. And
walk me through the day of 4th of July.
Number one,
doth
what else would you
protest
do at
too
Waffle?
much.
Yeah, it's like, what else would you do at Waffle House other than eat food? Like, what? He's just adding weird details. Like, he's validating like things in a weird. It's just interesting.
Yeah, my radar's a little going off. Yeah, think about that. Your kids, if you're close friends with somebody, you're hearing their name at the very least. Christine came out and said, "I don't know any of these boys." She didn't just say, yeah, some friends. She said, "I didn't know any of these boys that he was with."
Yeah,
so
he's been hanging out since 8th grade.
And Warren saying, "Hey, we were close starting back in 8th grade." That was 5 years ago. You're trying to tell me for 5 years this parent had no idea who you were? I don't know. I don't know if it passed the sniff test.
I mean, this is his first year of college. That's 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, first year of college. 6 years, Christine didn't know any of these kids.
Homecoming, never met them.
Christmas break.
Graduation, never met him.
Elmore's never told his wife about any of these boys. You're telling me Elmore's never said, "Hey, I'm going to go pick up Nolan from Waffle House. I'm going to go drop Nolan off at Waffle House with whatever his name is, Warren"? It's never happened one time. His mom's a physician's assistant. You have to know a crap ton of stuff about the body. I'm saying a nurse practitioner, whatever. And so what I'm trying to say is your memory's really good to be a nurse, whatever, in general. So, like, you're saying she not once heard. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, I mean, your kids are talking to you. Your kids are sharing drama about what's going on. You're listening to whatever is happening at school. This is your kid's life. And Christine doesn't strike me personally, and this is just my opinion. She does not strike me as an aloof parent. She strikes me as somebody who knows what's going on in her kid's life. Maybe not everything, because I think, you know, Nolan could have been involved in some other stuff, but I mean, she knows what's happening about her son.
Yeah. Also, Life 360. You're not like an aloof parent in putting Life 360 on the family phones. Like, it means you're engaged and, like, just kind of in general plugged in to make sure, like, anyways, I don't know. Also, Waffle House isn't a Denny's. You can't just hang out there for 3 hours and drink free coffee. Good point.
Yep.
Great point.
4th of July, where you guys were all going out.
Right.
Turning it down.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of
Was
course.
it something that you guys did more than just this year? It's a two-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did?
Yeah, we talked about Life 360 last time. You can track the actual path of where the people on your plan went. Like Life 360 is very detailed, so like pretty wild, depending on like the information they were able to pull from that app. So it's interesting what they're able to pull from that, because we have it here, not to get sidetracked, but we have all this data that we have about Life 360, which is, it's very detailed. So I'm hoping they got a lot of information, maybe helpful, maybe unhelpful, from Christine and Elmore and Christine, Nolan's phone. Hopefully, we'll see.
We did together. Did you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened.
Okay. You know, being from the Gulf Coast, there's boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or, you know, people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And, you know, we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and
That was their cut, not mine.
I mean, this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat. Not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, you know, on the water, you know. And I mean, Nolan loved to do that too. I mean, he was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and, you know, have a good time with the guys, and that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us, and he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us, and
Yeah, who talks
Always
about their
going
best?
out there.
Who talks about
Trying-
their best buddy like this?
Trying like they're like he's not. What do you mean? Like he's desperate to hang out? To me, I'm not saying anything about this. The way that he described that was like he was a pest.
It was
he
very
always
us
trying
versus them type language.
What do you? Am I wrong? Like chat. The way that he just said that is like a pest, like somebody who wasn't part of the group, who was always like chasing after the friend group. Oh, he was always trying to blah blah blah. If he earlier on, whatever Warren made it seem like they were hanging out every single second of the day, hanging out at Waffles R Us. And, you know, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, Nolan couldn't even get on the boat except if we let him. Come on, dude. I clocked that trying to. He sounds like he didn't want him there. Right? And guess what? You know that Ben Crump has downloaded all of this interview and put it in the evidence file just in case. So it's just more
for
information.
The
Waffles
awful
are us.
waffle. We call it the awful waffle here in Tennessee. That's great. Yeah, you guys don't really have to worry about hurricanes up in Tennessee. In Texas, it's you know how bad it is if the Waffle House closes, is how we gauge how serious the storm is and how quick the recovery is.
Yeah.
But started 4th of July, you know, my buddies and I had talked about this weeks upcoming, you know. Everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like, it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal.
Congratulations!
And, I mean...
Baby Snark was born. Yay! Congratulations, Jenny. Healthy baby Snark was born on Saturday. Yay! Happy birthday!
That's awesome.
The only good news we have during the stream. Yep, if the Awful Waffle is closed, it's big.
I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's,
buddy.
got food.
Always
Nolan
with the
was
my
not with
buddy.
me.
So if you didn't know, Nolan went to spend the night July 3rd. His mom knew he was spending the night July 3rd. Right? That's on our murder board.
Yep.
Our Pepe
yeah.
Sylvia board.
Yes.
And so if we go over here, Nolan leaves for a sleepover July 3rd, 2026. And
says goodbye to Christine. Christine knows that he's going to spend the night at his friend's house.
Yeah. And this friend that apparently is only Warren's friend, it's his buddy's house, but Nolan just happens to be there. Like, that's just the way it sounds. Is it not just the way that Warren phrases everything is so strange to me. It's just not the way I phrase things.
Yeah, he
Maybe
says
everyone else.
He says my buddy or he doesn't even say our buddy. He just says my buddy so often, and I'm a little bit frustrated at Officer Tatum for not clarifying and saying who's the name. What there were so many opportunities to get more information in this interview, and it was frustrating for me and my personality type to be like, no, what time? Which buddy? You're talking about so many buddies here. Give me names.
Yeah. It's like, oh, was Nolan not welcome? Like, what do you, I would have not, I don't know what I would have done. I guess I'm just here, like, throwing rocks at nothing on the internet because, like, it's so wild to me to listen because if Nolan was still alive, I bet that he would have been so surprised to listen to his alleged best friend describe all of these friendships like this or describe Nolan like this to the world. Because to describe Nolan as this needy, like, outsider when it's convenient for him, except also describe Nolan as the best friend when it's convenient for him. Because Warren. Because whatever. It's just frustrating. That's just me venting.
We need to give him some grace, okay?
Sorry.
His best friend just died 2 weeks ago. Okay? He's clearly torn up about it in this interview. I'm so mean. I
was about to be like,
hell.
I was being like, oh, I guess Anna's reprimanding me on the internet, and then I was like, wait, it could be sarcasm. It could be sarcasm.
I'm so bad. We should not judge, except we're in the court of public opinion here, and that's my personal opinion. He doesn't look heartbroken at all. Let's keep listening. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe he'll change my mind.
We could find out new information. We're open to changing our mind when presented with new information, except we keep finding new information that makes us more and more callous. the more information we keep finding. So, do I believe the Cito audio call? The first 35 seconds isolated? We're going to listen to the cleaned up sections tomorrow. The sound engineers, I think, is what you're saying?
We need to look up the credentials of the sound engineer and track down the first that edited version.
Because we just listened to the painful 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Whatever time frame that the boat could have sank in that we listened to earlier, we listened to that. Because that was painful. But, yeah.
I think that's a good point, Amy. You being devil's advocate there, and maybe the reason why he's not saying the names is because his friends don't want to be mentioned because they know the severity. I think that's
for sure.
That's totally fair. If I was the friend and I knew Warren was going, I would tell him, "Don't you dare say anything. Don't put my name out there."
For me,
yeah, that's valid.
For me, it's not the name. It's him saying, "Oh, it's my friend, not our friend."
Yeah.
It's for me. It's not the like.
Our language is pretty telling for me.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
for me the our. It's for me him saying, "My friend, not our friend." It's not the anonymity. It's not him like protecting the privacy. Like I love that. I love that he's at least being considerate on that front. It would be like Anna and I having the same friend, and then Anna, whenever she's describing that friend, she would always say, "Oh, my friend, Simone." And I would be like, "Our friend?" I'm like, "Did something happen? Is she no longer my friend?" That would be the whole like, what? And then I'd be like, we don't have a friend, Simone, or at least I don't. Maybe I do, but I don't think I do. Like, "Hey, Simone, are we still friends?" She'd be like, "Yeah. What happened? Did I do something wrong?" "No, I just want to make sure we're still friends." Anna said, "My friend Simone," and I just wanted to make sure. And then she'd text Anna and she'd say, "Hey, are we okay?" And Anna would say, "Yeah, what are you talking about?" And and then she'd say, "I just wanted to make sure because DC said blah, blah, blah." You know what I mean? It's just the weird, like, our or my. So, yeah. It's just weird. It's just, huh. So, anyways.
And I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck, and first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back.
Whenever he says buddy.
The boat was already hooked up to my truck.
Yes.
My buddy.
Do we want to do a buddy counter? We could do a buddy counter.
Oh my God.
My buddy, not our buddy. My buddy, my buddy. Which buddy is this? Hold on. Which buddy? Is the buddy, like, whose boat is it? Is it? Oh, wait, no, we know who buddy is. Wyatt, right? Is it Wyatt?
I think we should do the buddy counter. Wyatt's granddaddy has Wyatt Pyron is one boat owner. Then we have Bart Edmiston as the second boat owner. And we don't know who the third buddy owner is. So
okay, and so just in case y'all missed it, I didn't make this because we're gonna make a different, better one of these, but this one's still pretty good. Wyatt Pyron and I don't know the other. Wyatt's one of the boat people, right?
Yeah,
this is people.
Bart Edmiston is the owner of the other boat, or his daddy owns the boat. Whoever, I don't think it's his actual boat since he's 21 years old, but
yeah, his dad, the doctor, pain management physician, and anesthesiologist. Cool. So, yeah, not to get distracted.
A lot of buddies. There's 30 buddies, so a lot of buddies.
His buddies.
His
not
buddies.
Nolan's buddies. Yeah.
Wyatt and I went and with my buddy, and we went, filled the top of the boat off, loaded it down with
I'm gonna
ice,
keep a counter.
and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who you talking about? You, Nolan, or Nolan, and how many people are gonna meet you guys there?
we had roughly 20 to 30 people coming.
20 to 30 people. About more than 7. More than 7, less than 30. Cool.
And on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. You know, it wasn't just me
At least
and Nolan
7
and
buddies.
a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just my friends.
Whoops. Hold on. Sorry.
I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there.
Wait.
Which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18.
Listen, I know we all hate AI, but if anybody comes up, and I know this is a very tragic thing, but this story is ridiculous. But if anybody comes up with an incredible, like, buddy song that I can listen to in the privacy of my own home, I would love that.
Amy said there's a commercial from the 80s that has that has a My Buddy song.
Oh wait, send it to me. Link us. Link
Yeah,
me.
Amy, send us the link on that. Oh God, we'll have to. That'll be our opening
I
theme
must have
song.
missed it.
Oh God.
God.
All right.
Okay.
18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from
Sorry.
Fort Bayou
I'll
Boat.
go back. There you go.
You, Nolan, and how many people are gonna meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. You know, it wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, you know, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, you know. There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats.
On Horn Island? How many people are normally on Horn Island? How many people are normally on Horn Island, Mississippi on 4th of July weekend average? Hundreds of people.
We'll and 30 of them were his buddies.
What college does this dude go to?
I think it's the.
Are we
I'll
in
have to
remedial
double-check.
math? Like, what is going on?
Well, we are in Mississippi, and we can say that because Texas does not have a great education system either. But we have to take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we're early days of like this fuckery so far. We're just like slow. Again, the twisty thing is like, no, this is not TikTok. This is not Instagram. We're kind of meandering. I say meandering. We're going hopefully in a snarky yet like chronological way through this data dump. I'm also trying to like group information with these boxes because I know this looks chaotic to people. This is our timeline and I'm putting the dates underneath. But I'm also, whenever we're talking about someone, they're going to have their first and last name. We don't know who's doing stuff yet. However, the twisty thing so far to me is wiping of social media data on a teenager's phone is very weird. It is a change in pattern, and changes in patterns are weird, potentially. For it, on a day that somebody shows up, or within 24 hours of someone showing up dead, and then a medical examiner ruling that death basically like no foul play, or potentially whatever he ruled it. I just think it's strange.
The state's autopsy initially said there was no clear evidence of foul play.
Yes.
And that was at the beginning stages. That was at the beginning stages of this. Understandably, Christine and Elmore said, "What? Wait a second. Our son is an athlete and he can swim, and there were boats on that island. There were a lot of people, and his body wasn't in the water when we tried to search for it on the 5th. Seems pretty quick for you to say no clear evidence of foul play. We've got deleted messages. We've got conflicting stories from friends.
And we've got this.
So things aren't
we don't have this yet.
Up.
And again, there's very strange things that maybe aren't associated, but they're strange pieces. We don't know what they mean yet, but the key situation with Elmore that we listened to last week, go to the last episode to listen to it. We're not going to rehash that. Again, the phone information, that's strange. There's just lots of strange things. That doesn't mean there's a cover.
Yeah.
It just means
from
strange.
my end, I don't know if there's a massive cover up. I'm not making any. I don't see claims. I don't see a cover up happening. I see some potential mishandling.
Yeah.
I see people who shouldn't be speaking to the media.
Yeah.
I can see a world where the state coroner can be trying to temper the mood and saying, hey guys, we don't have any information yet. There's no clear evidence of foul play. I can see him saying that in that tone, trying to as he's seeing the media firestorm come at him and the court of public opinion come at him, and Crump is employed as the attorney, which isn't great news. So I can see the state trying to calm things down and not evidence of a cover up for me at this point.
Yeah, and you can also do a really poor job responding to families' passionate representation and those mixing like oil and water or like fire and gasoline, where maybe there's not insidious things going on, or sometimes it's maybe a Karen Reed situation. You don't know until like things come out. However, the back and forth of a really passionate representation for the family and a really passionate, like hopefully passionate investigation that's on the up and up for investigation of what happened to this young man, like hopefully that back and forth produces something that's a finds out what happens to Nolan Wells or any person who passes away in an unexplained way like this. And sometimes fuckery is afoot. But there have been many situations where minorities have passed away in unexplained situations and nobody has given a shit. Or they've passed away in unexplained situations and things have racism has been involved or prejudice has been involved or like things have been swept under the rug. I'm not saying that happens here. I'm just saying when you know it's happened, you have a little bit of a, hey, wood rot situation, maybe we treat the wood. Or like you just have a notation in the file.
Yeah. This is the most recent high profile death was a 16-year-old Juliana Nzita in Charlotte, North Carolina. She went missing on April 28th, was found dead on May 8th, hanging from a tree on a church. The height of the branch that she was tied to was higher than she was taller than she was. It was ruled a suicide within 3 days. Done. She went missing. She was found dead on May 8th, ruled a suicide within 3 days. A young black woman. So, this is not uncommon in the black community to not get proper representation or investigation in some of these cases. That's just one of many that has happened. Just look in the past 3-5 years.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's what's going on here in the Nolan Wells case. Just saying, hey, we should make sure that we're investigating this properly, thoroughly, and giving it as much attention and detail and proper investigation as you would if this was a white boy. If this was Warren, God forbid that this had happened to him.
Yeah.
Let's handle it the same way. So, not saying that there is something amiss, but
yeah,
let's make sure that there isn't.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people.
Okay, Abraham.
I mean, there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats.
Yeah.
I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, I mean, who knows? I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, I mean,
the boats
there
were
was
on the middle of the island, Anna.
easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys.
First, it was 4,000 people, and then it was 1,000 people. We've dropped significantly in the number of people that were on Horn Island.
Yeah. And Amy, you just brought up a good point. We don't know it was Warren. It was not Warren on the phone call. That's my opinion. From hearing his voice here, from listening to the call, I think it was Wyatt on the phone call. And I can hear someone call out Warren in the background. So yeah, it does. Warren is making it sound like he goes out on the boat all the time. And it did not sound like some experienced boaters on that phone call.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, we're sinking. Yep. Yeah, we need someone to come and pump our boat and
unsank and towed in. We want to
Yeah,
unsink and towed in.
unsink us and tow us in. Yeah. Okay.
At the dock, getting on the boat, you're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats.
Right.
What boat were you on and what boat was Nolan on?
Nolan was on Wyatt's 22 Triton.
So the 22 Triton is from the call, correct?
Yes, that's the one that was sinking on the call, on the sea tow call.
So probably reasonable to say that Wyatt's the one on the phone. Possibly.
Yeah. Yep. I that's an educated guess.
Yeah. Yep.
On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart because we had a lot of friends from college coming down, and
Yes.
I called Bart that morning. I was like, "Hey man, can you take your boat out?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go, and I'll take the boat and I'll take you and your friends." Of course, I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock, and I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and
There it is.
and Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was the rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do because we went out there a little earlier because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there.
Of course.
But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? How was the waters? Did you guys do anything in between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was there music? Is it like a big party? Like, what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, you know how
it is.
Everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, we're just trying to make sure everybody, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out
But
there,
not brought in safe.
it was pretty
Out
calm.
safe.
I think it was blowing.
Yeah, we've got a lot of alcohol and stuff on board. We just got to make sure that we get out there because we don't have enough life vests on board for everybody.
We gotta get out there safely. But Nolan, nah, he can catch a ride back with somebody else. He's good. He good.
Yeah. As long as we get the cute girls home, the other guys, they don't have to get back. We're being sarcastic just in case. Like, I know we got a bunch of neurospicy people here, me included. I'm frustrated. We're not saying like. We're not trying to send any hate to anybody, any way. I'm frustrated with the way that he's saying some things. That doesn't mean that he's guilty of anything, just of making really stupid decisions, saying all this stuff when he should be keeping his mouth shut until.
In our opinion. He should be keeping his mouth shut.
We're not lawyers. We're just running our mouths on the internet. This is a commentary channel.
Yeah.
So I think
but his mama is, and his mama let him on the show, so
yeah. His lawyer mama. I think I can confidently say drinking was happening. Amy, I think that's probably an educated guess. Drinking probably was happening. Yes.
Yeah.
You know how it is with Buddies on Your Boat. Yes. Buddies on Your Boat would be such a good title of the song, though.
Oh, God. We need to get that
VeggieTales. If only VeggieTales was still going.
It was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out.
You're talking about the day that your best friend died, and you're saying it was a great day to be on the water.
2 weeks ago, I would be in tears. I would be in tears, and I wouldn't be focusing on the day at all. I don't know how he's able to get through this.
I still tear up and cry. Live chat can tell you when I talk about Dave's mom, who passed away in 2018. I still tear up. Like, it's from, it's just like,
yeah, but
this
was
is 2 weeks out. Not saying that dudes have to cry over their best friend, but like, he's talking about like, oh, it was such a great day. It was such a great day to be on the water. Like, dude, your best friend died. And like, you're saying like, oh, it was just a great day to be on the water.
Yeah.
Like, where's the, like, your best friend died.
Even
Like,
if you had nothing to do with it, I would feel so guilty. I would feel so guilty that even if Nolan decided on his own to stay on that island and Warren came back, and I would be replaying and thinking about what could I have done. I shouldn't have left him there. I can't believe I did that. I would feel so much guilt. I would be torn up.
Yeah, and like, he knows, like,
I wouldn't be talking about how beautiful of a day it was.
Yeah, like,
I would be talking about how
Nolan.
It's not. That's just me though.
Yeah.
Maybe
like, I'd be talking, like,
we're the anomaly.
guilty. Yeah, like, I feel guilty that I get to like still like get to have so much of my life left, and my best friend is gone. That my best friend's siblings don't get to have Nolan anymore. That my best friend's 5 other siblings don't get to live and being like grow up with their sibling anymore. Like, his parents don't get to have their son, have to bury their son. Like, parents shouldn't have to bury their children. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so what? He's a 19-year-old kid. You have no emotional range. Even if you can't think about anybody else but yourself, you could at least say, like, I don't get to spend any more time with my best friend. I got to spend 6 years with my best friend, spending every single day of the week with my best friend, and I don't get to do that anymore. But that sure was a great day to be on the water.
And I'm the one who invited him out.
Yeah.
I'm the one who invited him out.
Yeah. And you know what's wild? If something happened, if something happened, and if something happened, and the Coast Guard had a chance, or even like a speck of a chance to get out there and help them when they were on the call with Cito, that would have been, we don't know. We really don't know. But they had contact with somebody, and you hear how quick they said, no, we don't need this. We don't need the Coast Guard. When you go back, we don't know. I'm just saying, when you go back and listen to that call, and how fast they said, no, we don't need the Coast Guard. He was not paying attention at all during that call. He was so distracted, except when she said, do you need the Coast Guard? He was like, nope, don't need the Coast Guard.
Yeah, he locked in on
it's
that
just
one.
interesting. It was just a change in pattern that was interesting.
The thing that I keep thinking about is Christine and Elmore didn't have a boat. They were trying to get a boat to go to the island to find if Nolan was out there. That we're talking the night of July 4th, Christine's calling him in as a missing person. She's posting on Facebook. She's talking to everybody that she knows. She's trying to figure out, Elmore and Christine are trying to figure out who if anybody knows anything. And they can't get out on the island because they don't have a boat. And Elmore in his interview is like, I couldn't get out there because I don't have a boat, and I don't know anybody who has a boat. And Nolan's football coach sees them and what's happened. He calls Elmore up and says, hey, I've got a boat. Do you want to go out there and take a look at Horn Island? And that's how Christine and Elmore get out to Horn Island on the morning of July 5th to look for Nolan, to no avail. We've got 3 boats, 3 of Nolan's buddies, best buddies. I'm not going to add that to our counter since I'm the one saying it. 3 boats, and nobody is offering to Christine and Elmore. And hey,
his best friends.
We've got a boat. Let's go out and look for him. That to me is probably the most damning piece of, and maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're passed out drunk, because we're talking about the early morning of July 5th. Except for the fact that Javon and Tamisha knocked on some people's doors in the middle of the night trying to get the phone. And then we had Elmore knocking on some kid's door trying to get the keys. So some people were getting woken up at odd hours stressing about Nolan, and they knew that Nolan's family was looking for him. Yep. And maybe it's just kids, and we'll chalk it up to being young people. And there were 3 boats that they had access to, and nobody offered to take the parents out and look for them and look for
Nobody
Nolan.
did. None of those 3 boats did. His quote-unquote best friend who knew Elmore's dad. I mean, I know I'm not trying to beat a dead horse at this point, but this guy, at the beginning of this interview, and if you're coming in late, maybe you rewind it or you can go watch this, he spent a good amount of time clarifying that, Christine said, well, she didn't know me as his best friend, but we really solidified our relationship in 8th grade during the pandemic. But, we never went over to Nolan's house, but that wasn't a big deal. That didn't mean anything. But we went to the Waffle House, and he came over to my house a lot. And, we knew Elmore. We ran, Elmore, met us at the Waffle House a lot. So if you know Elmore, then why didn't Elmore know to reach out to you about your fucking boat? And even if your boat or Wyatt's boat, I mean, your boat wasn't out of commission. Wyatt's boat was out of commission. So you apparently have run into Elmore enough over the past 6 years that he had some kind of point of contact with you, and yet you didn't offer your boat? Strange. Certainly strange. Good night, Rebecca. It's just very strange. There's lots of strange things that don't add up. There's lots of questions. It's
a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Could be passed out drunk. Who knows? But not a great look.
Yeah.
To be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out, and it was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up, because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there, and there's hundreds of boats. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of people. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island with
of course not
a few people. This is thousands of people out there.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up, and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. It wasn't, but 10:30 is, it's still pretty early in the day. And when we got there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And
you're talking, when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles of boat. When we went out there earlier today, but when we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
It's just several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. it's.
So do you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats?
Well, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the west tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park because they want to be around other people. And the east end's a little more, there's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. I mean, it's not like no one, I mean, every area of Horn Island is covered, 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do? You know, when I say jump out, you obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. Like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how is that look out there?
I mean, everybody, as soon as you get there, I mean, there's people on boats, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. I mean, everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need because, I mean, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we got there, I helped my buddies tie the boats up because the tie line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. I mean, if you jumped off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. I mean, but when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set, and we tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got on the water. And then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group. And then, next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us. And then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And, I mean, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, I mean, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, out on the island, women, you probably had alcohol. So y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You guys out there, the friend groups are out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. In a group, I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, everybody my age.
I wasn't like totally hanging out with Nolan, but like I wasn't really like hanging out with him in a close kind of way. I was making my way around like a social butterfly. So like, I mean, if I was in the gravitational pull of a group and he was there, then of course like I kind of totally like made my way over there. I mean, but like if I was over there, it's just
when it's
I was
convenient
really close
for him.
friends with him. I was really best friend with him in a way that means like I did not do any. Oh my God.
My age and even people older than us were, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. We're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, every weekend. Like I fish the islands. I don't just, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands and,
It's giving the kid got his hand caught in the cookie jar and the babysitter caught him, but he like literally is denying that he got caught in the cookie jar and is making up the story of a lifetime. Like, I know like nothing got, I know we're not accusing him of anything. It's just the story is wild.
There's a lot of details. He's including a lot of details. Just
a lot of details that we
rambling.
didn't ask him about. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of details that we didn't ask him about. Guys, we were buddies, I swear. Except right now.
Except I didn't really see him that day. We were buddies. We were best buddies.
We were like 1-to-1. We were like 1-to-1 buddies in 8th grade to like freshmen in college, but like on the 4th of July, we were 1/30th buddies. Like we were split up way more. We were definitely diluted buddies. Yes.
It was a beautiful day though.
It was
a beautiful day. Water was really calm.
Combined, yeah.
We were just all having a good time.
Yeah.
It was a great day.
We had combined all the interviews together, but like I think I made a mistake in trying to shorten them because we missed all of his little important, quirky pauses in his storytelling. So we're going to have to watch the rest on another stream.
I feel like it was just a big. I talked to Nolan, and Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody, and I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan and I mean, I could tell you. I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was.
See, I was friends with Nolan, but like that day, I wasn't really talking to Nolan. And oh, by the way, I know Nolan is friends with Javon, and I'm kind of friends with Javon, so I'm bringing it into this conversation because I know Christine said that Javon was best friends with Nolan, so like I'm slipping that in that I'm not enemies with Javon. That's what it's giving, in my opinion. Because like it's just twisty, that's all.
Hundreds of people I knew out there, so.
Yeah.
I knew hundreds of people out there.
Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
Right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up with Nolan, and
it's always my buddy Javon. Javon and Nolan were best friends. Javon and Nolan were best friends, by the way, just in case we're confused. Javon and Nolan were best friends since they were kids, from what I understand. According
Actual
to
best friends. And
actual best
their
friends.
moms are best friends. Or not best friends, but close friends.
Yeah. So Warren over here now saying, oh, my friend Javon. Okay. All right, bud.
Nolan's, just like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan.
We don't know.
And
we
Nolan
don't know if he knows.
Laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. No one takes anything that serious. We enjoy our time together.
Giggle Trig said, does Javon know he's buddies with this dude? We're not sure. I hope maybe he should. Maybe someone will ask. Not one of us will ask. Maybe someone who already is friends with Javon. But
together, I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat, and my guys are there to.
Let me remind you of the original question, which was, did you talk to Nolan that day? If you didn't ride in with him, did you talk to him? What was Nolan doing? He's still going on this question. Now he's like, I talked to lots of people, hundreds of people out there, a lot of friends. He's still going.
Strange.
Okay.
It's
keep
strange.
going. Let's listen to this train wreck.
Oh my God. This is it's very interesting to listen to. I'm glad we made the pivot at the beginning to like listen to me not taking the pauses out, because it's so interesting to listen to it on regular speed with all the pauses in there, because this kid needs all the pauses, and what a mistake for his lawyer, stepmom, judge to let him do this interview. But y'all, he has a close friend group, but he was social with many people. He just contradicted himself. Yeah. Oh, Giggle Trig also said all the pictures in my yearbook have Nolan smiling in them. Yep.
He's always smiling, really joyful, most joyful kid.
We're if you're listening to this, it's frustrating that Warren is taking advantage of the fact that Nolan isn't here to defend himself or the closeness or lack of closeness with Warren. And
In our opinion,
it is
seems like he's doing that.
It seems like he's doing that. It's his lack of consistency in this conversation is wild. It comes across as, I say inconsistent, I could also say dishonest. Inconsistent is the word I'll go with, in my opinion. I'll say inconsistent because, like, you can watch the video for yourself.
You know, give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are, you know, all my buddies are the same exact way. You know, Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like, that's how he was. So.
And then you guys get ready
All
to
his
leave
buddies
prematurely.
and Nolan.
Right.
And like, what? Explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying and
Correct.
they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So.
Oh. Well. Surprise. I know it's late, Anna, and I know that, quick question. Can we at least look at the autopsy report?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
That interview,
This
definitely recommend going and listening to that interview.
Okay. I'm going to give you the link to the first interview. When you go into the description, you can watch the second, third, and fourth. It's like a 4-part series, okay? I will link it here. I will also put it in the description, in my description, so you can go watch it, okay?
Yeah. Listen, watch. He shares a lot of interesting details in there. Some of what he's saying is the reason for why we have the timeline as it is. So it's
Yes.
good stuff.
This is the doctor who did the independent autopsy.
So the family was concerned about the state's, because the state coroner made the comment, there's no evidence of foul play, because of the deaths in other cases that have been ruled as suicides or accidental drownings. The family, as well as Attorney Crump, wanted a independent autopsy done.
Oops.
Colin, I always say his last name. I think it's Kaepernick, not Kaepernick,
Yes.
is how I want to say
Kaepernick.
it. Kaepernick. Yeah. Colin Kaepernick, this isn't the first time that he's done something like this, but he
has an
paid
organization.
for the independent.
Yeah.
For justice in some of these cases with Black
He has an
Americans.
organization
So-
that pays for he has an organization specifically that I think pays for autopsies, or like is specifically has funds for legal related justice serving for minorities. I think it's here. Let me just read it.
runs the Autopsy Initiative, which provides free, independent, secondary autopsies performed by board-certified pathologists for families affected by police-related, in custody, or suspicious deaths.
Yeah. So yes, autopsy.
He paid for an independent autopsy by Dr. Roger Mitchell, this junior. He's in D.C., the body had to be flown after the state was done with their autopsy. Nolan Wells' body was flown to D.C. for Dr. Mitchell to perform the independent autopsy. The state is not going to release their results until after the grand jury, so we won't be seeing that. They're also still, the state is also still performing the toxicology results. So again, we're not gonna see those results anytime before the grand jury.
Okay. Can you see it good enough? I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
let me
scroll through the pages.
Let me pull it up on. Yeah, so the
Is it clear on your end, or like it's kind of fuzzy on my end, but it's not.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I can scroll through the
we'll read
pages,
this.
but it's fuzzy.
That's
But
okay.
I didn't know if
we'll read.
it uploaded. It didn't
We'll
upload
read
as a
through it.
PDF for me, so I don't know.
I think the key pieces of information is that. Well, we'll get into that. So the preliminary findings, they're the section 1 or point 1, focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. So if we go to the last page of this report, DC, you'll see the
Oh, no.
picture of this.
Okay.
So the second autopsy was performed. Now, because Nolan had died at that point and had the first autopsy, obviously he had died, but there was significant decomposition that can obscure the presence or absence of bruising on the skin. So during second autopsies, they'll typically do further dissection of the body to be able to see things, because the decomp is not, you have to go deeper into the tissue. And so this portion, they did a dissection, the independent autopsy. Dr. Mitchell performed a dissection of the back of the head. This had not been done in the original autopsy, and that's not uncommon. When they dissected the back of his head, it revealed a 12 by 8 inch focal area of red discoloration in the deep soft tissues overlying the occipital bone. So it's pictured right there. The etiology of this finding is unclear. There's no lacerations or cuts overlying the skin. There were no fractures of the skull. So with that, Dr. Mitchell said these findings are inconclusive for perimortem injury or around the time of his death, due to the decomp and the absence of anything else that's going on with his, there's no he doesn't have a broken skull. There's just discoloration of the tissue. So the other main thing to come out of this autopsy is that you'll see, actually I don't believe it's pictured, but the original,
What page
the state coroner, if you go to page, I don't know what page this is on, 3. If you go to page 3.
Okay.
Nolan's body came in with his throat missing and his lungs removed. This is not uncommon, okay? So it's not like the state doing something fishy. They will keep certain organs to do further testing. So, but there's something to be said there. the absence of the anterior internal neck structures, which means the front of the neck, the tracheal and laryngeal cartilages, the thyroid horn, and hyoid bone were not received with the body. So pretty much from here down and then attached to the lungs were held by the state and weren't sent for the independent autopsy, which means that Dr. Mitchell is not able to see whether Nolan drowned. If he drowned, there would be water in his airways. There would be water in his airways. There would you would also. So that's the main issue, is that they don't know if he actually drowned because his lungs and his neck were not available during this autopsy.
Yeah.
So due to that, the cause of death is incomplete, and also with that, the pathologist cannot rule out injury to the neck as a contributor or cause of death. So if somebody choked or hung or hit and damaged his throat, obviously the Dr. Mitchell wouldn't be able to see that and note that down in his report. So cause of death, drowning or foul play, can't be ruled out or confirmed in that. So the some of the following questions are still outstanding in the report. What were the circumstances that led to Nolan Wells entering the water? What was the body position when found? Was there water in the airway? Is there any evidence of injuries to the anterior neck structures, so the front of the neck? Is there any evidence of intracranial hemorrhage, subdural or subarachnoid? That would tell you if there was blunt force trauma, if he fell and hit his head, because again, the organs were held by the state to do further pathology and toxicology testing. What was the composition of the stomach contents, and what are the toxicology report findings? So the state is going to be able to do, when you're doing an autopsy, you'll be able to figure out, what was his blood alcohol level. That probably you wouldn't be able to do, but you would be able to look at, you would be able to tell the stomach contents, because food stays in your stomach. If there was anything for the past however many hours, you can look in the intestines and see what's going on there. And then you can also look at the liver, and they'll be able to run testing on any other drugs that were in his system at the time of the death, as well as, figuring out decomp and doing all the math for that. So still a lot of questions. There wasn't, this report, I don't think there was truly,
Hold on, I'll turn.
I don't think that they
Page 2.
didn't find anything damning in it. I think it was good for them to have, to be able to specifically ask why the hyoid bone. If you that seemed to be
Strange.
unusual. You can remove the trachea, and you can remove the lungs, you can remove the organs without removing bones.
Right.
And so the bones being missing might be, I don't know, might be. I'm not a forensic pathologist or a coroner or anything like that, but that might be a sign of some sort of foul play, that they're looking at the bone.
Yeah.
there, and then the main question was there water in his airway? If he didn't drown, there wouldn't be water in his lungs. There wouldn't, even if he was found in the water.
Oh.
So we'll see.
Question. Well, it's not question. And maybe this is I'm interested to see what the social media information is going to bring, if any, because if something, this is all like nothing, this is all a nothing burger, because there's nothing to show. I still have to bring a lot of stuff. This picture, we don't know when this picture's from. Now, after Warren has said how many people were at the island the next day, this is more interesting because the boat call and saying how few people were on the boat, and then the picture, it made it seem like there wasn't that many people from the group at the island, but if there was a large group hanging out. But all that to say, if something happens, if something happens, and intentional or unintentional, and people were recording things, I don't know necessarily why. Maybe it was geolocation. Not geolocation. So Snapchat can show like your history of where you are. It's one of the location features on the app, like we were learning last week. By we, I mean I was learning because I'm old. But if something was recorded, I'm just wondering if something happened on the boat.
Yeah. Did he fall? Did he fall and this was an accident? Did he get into a fight? Did he drown and they weren't able to help him and they got scared? Did nothing happen on the island and he actually returned and went to the pool party that night and something happened there?
Yeah.
Drinking's involved. Young people are involved. Boating's involved.
Potentially other things are involved.
Yeah. Could be other, aspects that we're not seeing. Amy, you said, I think there would be signs of bruising if he was choked. At this point in the autopsy, because of the decomposition that's happening, they can see deep tissue, but they can't see the, superficial stuff is harder to see because of the decomp. So in the report, there was no evidence of deep tissue injury around his throat. That doesn't mean that he couldn't have been choked. You can choke someone without leaving a deep tissue injury. So it's possible that the first autopsy could have picked up other bruising in that area, or other damage that wouldn't show up on the deep tissue. You could, with your hyoid bone is right below, it's above your Adam's apple, below your your tongue or at the back. So if there was damage, you could probably say like, yeah, there probably would be deep tissue injury. I don't know enough about bruising to say that, but yeah, I think that's fair to say. Like, is it likely that he was choked because there isn't deep tissue injury? Hard to say. Might not be. The only area of discoloration was in on the back of his head.
How long do hard... We have to be careful about what I'm about to say because I don't want our video to get flagged. But how long do hard extracurriculars that aren't alcohol stay in your system?
I mean, it depends on what it is. If you're doing like marijuana and you're doing a blood test.
Okay.
It depends on what it is. Yeah, but I mean, marijuana stays in your system for a hot minute, which is why people come into they fake their pee.
Okay, so here's my question. Hypothetically, if a kid was doing stuff on a holiday weekend and something happened and they were nervous about calling a governmental organization like the Coast Guard to come help in a situation where an accident happened, hypothetically, because they were intoxicated and extracurriculars were involved, and they they were like, well, things have already happened, but we don't want to wreck our life even more, hypothetically.
Yeah.
How long would they have to wait until...
Yeah, with with marijuana, it stays in your system for months.
Oh.
It can stay in your system for months for things like yeah. Amy said also you can check in your hair. Yeah, your hair follicles hold that.
But there would be nothing
things like benzos, if we're talking about some pills, they also stay in your system for a solid amount of time. Like weeks. We're talking some of these drugs can stay in your system for weeks. So if they're trying to hide something,
but
if they're trying to hide something, I think the best thing to do would be to fake a drowning.
That's what I'm saying.
Or to not like fake a drowning, but like to drown. I don't know. That seems like it would be the safest course of action. And then maybe to fake the drowning, you say that your boat is sinking and you pull the plug on the boat, and because you're freaking out and trying to figure out how to make that story work. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm just trying to be like, I'm not trying to like guess. I'm just saying I'm curious, and I'm also waiting for actual data, because I guess I'm asking, how would this situation end up like it is? Why would someone be really reluctant to give car keys to somebody's dad? Why would someone be really reluctant to give somebody's cell phone to their mom? Why would somebody wipe social media data from somebody else's cell phone? Why would a body turn up on, floating face down in the water near the shoreline when that person's dad and other people had searched that shoreline the night, or the night before, or the day before. Like, why, how, like, do all these things happen in this gravitational pull? How do you work backwards? Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, it happened like this. I'm curious, and I'm also waiting for like reality.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot going on, and a lot that you wouldn't be able to hide. I mean, if you're thinking logically, there's a lot that you wouldn't be able to hide if you know that there's going to be an investigation coming.
Yeah.
And also, there's a lot of things that you could hide if you know that there's not going to be an investigation coming.
Yeah, or you think like, hey, my parents, hypothetically, you think like, oh, nobody's going to investigate this because it's a drowning, or oh, nobody's going to investigate this because I say this because it's a drowning.
Because we have enough money to cover ourselves in whatever way that looks like.
Our parents are a doctor and a pharmacist, and I'll read it out, because our parents are allegedly, hypothetically, if it seems like I might feel differently or more calm if, hypothetically, my dad was a doctor and ER specialist, and my other dad was my mom was a judge, and another person, my mom was a PR specialist, and my dad was, I don't know, and another person, my dad was a doctor, a pain specialist, and also an anesthetist. And my mom was a physical therapist. And another person, my dad was a dentist, and another person.
We've got pharmacists, we got lawyers, we've got doctors.
We got judges.
We have judges. Oh my God, yeah. We have business owners.
And we're not saying that these people are guilty because they've got a certain skin color or that their parents have really good jobs. We're saying that it sure does rain a lot in Washington, and we would definitely hate to experience wood rot if we were building a deck. So we'd really want to use special treated lumber so we don't experience wood rot, because decks are expensive to build. That's what I'm saying. That's all. I don't know. Also, when I lived in Mississippi, can I just say this? I lived in Mississippi for 3 years, and I'm not trying to say like my experience is everyone's experience, but my PT that I go to, she was born and raised in Mississippi, and she said like the way I described this was like kind of captured a little bit of this mentality of that sometimes takes a hold of more of some of the people, not the super awesome, like hardworking people there who have not like kind of been sucked into the corrupted power vortex of like whatever, but there's this mentality of like, that's just the way it came out of the oven. And I think Anna and I would hate for this case, and I think a bunch of people would hate for this case, because there's a bunch of other cases that have happened in different areas where minorities have been involved, where there's this mentality of, Well, that's just the way it came out of the oven. It's kind of, and I don't know, the more people that cover it, the better. And we hope that more eyes on stuff like this encourage departments to give
We need corruption. We need corruption removed, and the problem with not all, but some wealthier individuals is that there's a mentality that they don't have to play by the rules. That
and they do.
If you rub elbows with the right people and you make the world run enough, that it's who you know and what you can do, and the rules don't apply for some wealthier people, and it's the type of parents that protect their kids, that can do no wrong, that make sure that they don't get in trouble, that they don't have a record, that if something happens, they're paying people off, or giving them a different opportunity so that they can promote them if they look the other way. It's things like that. And again, I'm not saying that it's happening in this case, but it does happen, and there are a lot of wealthy young men involved in this, and they lawyered up and they shut down their social media profiles pretty quick.
Yeah, and then this is surely a strange interview that we watched tonight.
All the buddies. Lots of buddies.
Buddy.
My buddies. Not your buddies.
His friends. Not Nolan's friends, his friends. So
we were up to 16 just in the first portion of the interview, and that was me. That was me starting at like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So what are we listening to tomorrow? Is the edited, cleaned up sound engineer audio, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow we have the GPS information from 2 of the 3 boats that day. So we'll dive into those coordinates tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. Central. We'll also be looking at that possible pool party that's going on, and give you a little bit more information there as well. And the audio engineered CTO call. We'll dive into that.
Okay. And
we'll see whether Nolan might have made it off the island.
Yeah, and I don't think, and we're up to July 29th. I think some other things have happened, but yeah. Traced and Shepard, we are not going to do that interview, right? Trayston did an interview that it was his voice yelling on the beach, right?
Yeah,
and we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yep.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No more spoilers. Gotcha. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. If you want to watch the first video, go do that. Don't make bad decisions, and sleep tight. Okay. Bye.
Good night.